everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we are going to be discussing some possible potential plot details that we may know about the upcoming Marvel Studios Fantastic Four First Steps movie that was recently just not announced but had some new reveals and official confirmations just this past weekend at the Comic-Con Hall H with Marvel Studios Kevin Feige. Anyway, we're gonna hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Marvel related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button, because that's what we try to do here every day on the channel. Anyway, in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct's article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. So as I had mentioned there, kind of in that prologue there, what exactly is Fantastic Four First Steps going to be about? Seems to be a bit of a confusion up in the air, some fan speculation, even of course theories that have been going around as well. So what is this movie going to be about? What do we know about it for right now? So their article reads, it is becoming more and more clearer with every continued look at the new upcoming Marvel Studios Fantastic Four First Steps movie that this will, at least in part, adapt the beloved comic arc The Coming of Galactus, which is from the comics. It seems that it's going to be taking that kind of approach essentially. Not only will both Galactus and a version of the Silver Surfer appear supposedly in this movie. Now I'll have more details and talk about in more details and in more depth in a separate feature video here on the channel about Silver Surfer and kind of that role that the character is going to be playing within this movie in a later video. It's all the more reason to grab that subscribe button, of course. But the setup of the movie's alternate universe also provides a lot more room within the sandbox for Marvel to play in. So I think one thing that is definitely becoming more and more clearer to fans out there, and kind of just getting the word out there, I think is what it really is, because Marvel Studios hasn't exactly made this clear exactly themselves from the get-go. I think honestly it's something that they're trying to kind of keep or hide for the movie itself, but I feel very certain to say that Fantastic Four First Steps doesn't take place within the Marvel Cinematic Universe's sacred timeline or the 616 timeline that we know and love, you know, all of these movies to take place in essentially. A lot of fans out there believe that this movie will be taking place in a separate universe, a part of the multiverse, of course, being within the multiversal saga. The big plot twist to be revealed maybe at the end of the movie for one, but the big thing that we'll see by the end of this movie is seeing the team of the Fantastic Four find themselves in some type of Doctor Strange portal and then making their way into the 616 timeline or the sacred timeline, a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the rest of those movies, of course. It would essentially set things up for the next Avengers movie, Avengers 5, Avengers Doomsday, that we know that is going to be the official title of it, no longer Kang Dynasty, and for another, of course, RDJ reprising not his Iron Man role within the Marvel Cinematic Universe necessarily, but coming back to take on a new character, this time around playing Doctor Doom. So that's part of the other fan theory that I've been discussing here on the channel quite personally, and something I think that a lot of other fans out there have been agreeing with, is that Doctor Doom is going to kind of be in that post-credit scene to also set things up for Avengers Doomsday, and that he'll be going through that portal with the team, essentially the Fantastic Four. So going back here, rewind time, back to the comic arc, The Coming of Galactus. Within the comics, this is a 3-issue story about the Devourer of Worlds has chosen Earth as his next meal. That's just Galactus's thing. He just eats planets, pretty much. The Fantastic Four learns of his plans, and with the help of the Silver Surfer on their team, threaten Galactus with a device called the Ultimate Nullifier, scaring him away essentially by the end of the movie. Something else that I've been kind of talking about in and out of our videos here on the channel is that what I think that Marvel Studios is going to be going for with the character of Galactus is essentially to be that replacement of with what Kang was supposed to be with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, with everything, of course, that's gone down in the last year with Jonathan Majors, him now stepping out of the role, essentially being fired from Marvel Studios, and all that jazz, of course, they still want to kind of fill in that villainous role with this reoccurring character. That's kind of the point of Kang, and because he has all these different variants, is for the Kang character to be this like reoccurring character or villain throughout Marvel projects, shows, and movies of course. And now that Marvel Studios no longer has that character or the actor, Jonathan Majors or Kang, they want to replace that villainous role with Galactus. Galactus, though, however, wouldn't be different variants. It would just be the same, same old Galactus, maybe just traveling through these different multiverses, essentially. Now, a light spoiler warning for Deadpool and Wolverine, because I also think that has huge implications for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and where it's headed with the next two Avengers movies, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers 7, it would be Avengers 6, my bad. Avengers Secret Wars, it's coming out in 2027 after the release of Doomsday. That's besides the point. A new big idea that the Deadpool and Wolverine movie introduces is this idea of anchor beings, that each universe, for reference, has these heroes or these characters that are like the center or the anchor beings of their different universes. For those of you that have seen the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, know what I'm talking about, of course. So the big question that's going around right now is who's the anchor being of the 616 universe, for one, of the Sacred Timeline, and of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And for another theory that I've heard going around out there is that Galactus is actually supposedly supposed to be an anchor being, and that there aren't variants of his character. So kind of going back to my theory that he's replacing the character of Kang, who will be kind of popping up around in other multiverses within other shows and movies there, of course. Now, anyway, what is particularly interesting in this case is that the fact that the Fantastic Four First Steps takes place in an alternate universe. It is possible that the Fantastic Four could actually lose and end up transported to the MCU in a last-ditch effort at survival. Or not, it's all speculation and theory. As the Coming of Galactus comic issue is such an iconic piece of the Fantastic Four lore, though, it would be a really solid starting point to bring new fans into their stories as they join the MCU proper. And so, this here all being said, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. And of course, this has been an official MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.